2 games down, 3 more to go, and all eyes are shifted towards the OSBA Men's Trillium Championship. Father Henry Carr taking on Tall Pines Academy. Welcome again, everybody. Very pleasant good afternoon to you wherever you may be. Along with J.J. Evison and the GOAT, Haley Hopkinson, Aaron Sanders with you. This is going to be a heavyweight showdown, J.J. And starting with Father Henry Carr, my oh my, what a victory they had to squeak out against Kings Height yesterday, 71-68. How were they able to pull that off?
I'll tell you 2 names, Drake L. Clayton and Caden Jonas. The 1-2 punch. And it seems like every time Father Henry Carr takes the court, it's a different 1-2 punch for Paul Melnick's side. They run 14 deep, a lot of depth on this bench. He keeps the rotation pretty tight until he finds something that's working, and then he sticks with it. So look out for Caden Jonas and Drake L. Clayton. Maybe even Trust Odia getting in there. I know he's banged up, battered, and bruised, but his physical presence on the inside against Nosa Lawani is going to be needed to come away with the victory. A very close battle against Kings Heights yesterday.
A potential 2 or 3 man game when it comes to Father Henry Carr, and luckily, Haley, Father Henry Carr got the numbers, but for Tall Pines Academy, they had to get a victory against BCP Provincial yesterday, short-staffed, but it was all heart.
It absolutely was, and the biggest thing in that game, of course, the fouls were a main part of the conversation. There's no way to avoid that. Luckily for them, they are going to have a 7-person rotation today, though, so that's actually a lot of big news for them. But the best way that they were able to kind of make their situation work was really capitalizing on the mistakes that BCP was making, getting those runs and turning it into transition basketball. They have a ton of speed, but the way that they played that game was not everybody was going for the transition, and they had players staying back in the paint ready for the next defensive possession there. You hope that can still be sustained in this game, but we do know that Father Henry Carr is a quick and speedy team as well, so it's going to be a lot of kind of navigating it, because I think Tall Pines is able to recognize they're not going to be able to play the same type of game that they played against BCP yesterday.
And that has to be interesting too, because again, a short roster means at least 1 or 2 of these players, they be playing the entire game, so you don't know if they're going to be playing 38 or 40 minutes, but the important thing is they have to maintain their stamina throughout the entire game.
Of course, and Janoy Walks has been a massive leader for this. I found in the game against BCP a little bit looking for the calls early in the game, because I think he knew that they're going to have to get crafty, they're going to have to get creative with a short bench like that. But once he kind of got past that, mainly into the second half of that, he was coming alive, he was having bursts of energy that really helped kind of trigger the energy and just that transition really for Tall Pines. So I think if he can stay with that.
And he's been the thrust of the offense. 37 points in the semifinal, 40-piece in the quarterfinal, obviously with David Bottomley out due to that foul, or that technical foul trouble. He's out for the weekend. Somebody needed to step up. Janoy Walks became that guy.
Well, there's no doubt about it. When it comes to OSBA Championship weekend, a lot of players have stepped up. Whether it be a 30 or a 40-piece, this is the place to do it. We'll take a step aside. When we come back, we'll have the opening tip-off for the OSBA Trillium Championship game between Father Henry Carr and Tall Pines Academy, live from the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center. This is OSBA TV, your home for OSBA Championship weekend.
Voice of the past.
reporters, J.J. Evanson, Haley Hopkinson on the call. And again, Tall Pines Academy, they're thinking they're lucky stars. They have an extra man, and you look at the bench right now, not one reserve, but they have two. So not a lot of people are going to play at least 40 minutes, Haley. So luckily, minutes management will be kind to them tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're making smart choices. It's the second someone gets a foul, you get the foul, you go sit on the bench. So they'll have a little more freedom with that today, which I'm sure will be nice. And keeping our eyes on Pandit on the bench right there, because when he comes in, you can try to find him around the perimeter, and he'll give you some great looks at the three-pointer.
Well, he's got a triple of 3 threes in each of the quarterfinal and semifinals, so he can definitely stretch the floor. If things starts clogging in the paint, wouldn't be surprised to see him jump up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking at the road for both of these teams, Father Henry Carr won against Code Provincial by 24, took care of business against St. Jude's Academy by 9, and then their narrowest victory came yesterday against Kings Heights, 71-68. Tall Pines Academy, we'll get to that later because it is showtime. We go as the opening tip is controlled by Father Henry Carr. Tied for first in the Trillium Central Division, and it starts with Caden Jonas, who is named the all-first team member. Good ball movement to start things off. It goes down in the corner, and inside it's Trust Odia. And travel is called in the first 21 minutes of action. And JJ, Tall Pines really buckling down defensively to start things off.
They took all the space away from Odia as soon as he made that spin to the baseline. And Odia immediately looks at Clayton saying, I need somebody to help me out on the strong side. The weak side's completely covered.
Usually in the paint, you have to put it up. Can't waste any time. Here's the bounce pass over to Kai Cameron. And kickball is called. He'll stay with Tall Pines. Tall Pines' journey, won against CTA Red 83-69, and then took on Polaris Prep where they won 99-65, and then took care of business against BCP 100-90 yesterday en route to the Trillium Championship. Here's a tough shot that's off the mark, and Odia snags a rebound, where he snags 8 of those in the regular season per game. The drive and the finish for Khalil Bauer.
I believe that was Adrian Aquino getting to the rack there.
Yes, and Aquino, he's been a real difference maker in these games, just giving those extra bursts of energy and big plays.
Tall Pine narrowly escapes the 8-second violation, and the donut missed a coffee for Akuamoa.
You can't miss easy lays like that.
Odia in the crowd, and he scores.
Trust Odia is a big body down in the paint. He does a great job of really working his way around and using his body to create extra space for himself.
There's a reason why he averaged 20.5 points, and there you just saw it right there. And it'll go back to Father Henry Carr, last touched by Tall Pines.
Just the timing of that swipe down by Presley Idata, perfectly timed, all ball. You heard it from here. You need those types of plays if you want to get a big lead here. Already 4-0. You can't allow Tall Pines to have any sort of daylight here.
And another easy bucket down for Aquino. 50% shooter for the year. 6-0. Father Henry Carr ahead. Chigale with a rock. Guarded heavily by Clayton. Absorbs the double team. Nosa Lawani sends it down low and is rejected by Aquino.
Well, Aquino off to a super hot start in this one on both ends of the court.
Caden Jonas having trouble on the dribble, leaves it for Aquino as he dumps it in. Aquino cannot be denied in the first 2 minutes of this one. Two championship games down, 3 more to go, including this one. Loose ball on the floor. It's retained by Tall Pines as Janoy walks, stops, pops, misses the 3.
Right now, if you're Father Henry Carr, you look for Aquino unless you got a run out.
Tough take from Caden Jonas, and he will go to the foul line to shoot 2, where he's a 72% shooter. So we're seeing early on, despite the fast break, JJ, Father Henry Carr getting into a little bit of set plays and Tall Pines going with speed. And look at that last play.
Yeah, Kai Cameron goes from point A to point B there. And if he was, I mean, some of the contact pushed him there, but you can't reach forward as well. And right there, it's a 3-on-1. You kind of just go and stand in your position. No need to jump.
No.
Otherwise, you're going to get that foul called every single time.
Mm-hmm. Second free throw goes in, and it's 10-0 in favor of Father Henry Carr. This is overtones of what we've seen in the Fort Erie Royal Crown game yesterday as we get a timeout early on into the first quarter. What a start for Father Henry Carr, Haley.
Oh, absolutely. And honestly, I feel like there hasn't been a game where one team hasn't gotten off to a hot start and the other team remains with 0 points, JJ. I'm trying to remember even today.
It was just that last game where Royal Crown was off to an 11-0 run to start.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, Brampton City Prep North comes back on an 8-0 run.
Yep.
So
Ridley, Polaris last night, same type of thing happening. So, I mean, we've seen these teams, like Tall Pines has everything they need to battle back, but you know, Henry Carr, they run a tight ship over there. They're very schedule-based, and they have a system for everything. So this is exactly how they want to start. Yesterday, when I got to interview Caden Jonas, I wanted to bring up how they were out here warming up before 8 a.m. and everything like that. We had an hour break, of course, between our last game and now. What was Henry Carr doing? Of course, warming up, dynamic stretches, group stretch circles. Like, they're get off to a great start, and it's not by accident. It's because they put the work in to do it.
By the way, the Father Henry Carr cheerleading squad back from their one-day hiatus. They showed up at 9 a.m. on Friday. Took the day off yesterday.
Yep.
They cheered really hard, and now they're back for the championship game. So shout out Father Henry Carr, the Crusaders cheerleading squad.
Handful of support for them today. Catch and shoot three from Pandit off the mark, and it's picked up by Caden Jonas. Drado Clayton as the ball tumbles out of bounds, and it'll go back to Tall Pines. Again, one of the key things for Tall Pines is the numbers game. How often will you have to hold off on the firepower with two reserves? That's going to be the ultimate test for them today. Here's the overhead pass to Jagele. Pulls up from outside. That doesn't go. And a wise move. That's ball IQ to a T, thanks to Caden Jonas throwing it off of one of the Tall Pines players.
Super smart heads-up play there.
Father Henry Carr, tie for first in the Trillium Central Division, 15-1. Throw that out the window. This is where it matters the most. Aquino not quitting at all. He's scored the majority of their points.
He's got 8 of the team's 12, and right now you can see the other players on the court understanding the kind of game Aquino's having, and they're going to continue to look for him.
Yeah, absolutely, and Henry Carr has done a fantastic job of that all tournament, feeding the hot hand and making the right plays.
Temi Jagele with the rock. And now it's down to Nosa Lawani. They try to go for the entry pass, immediately slapped back by Aquino. They got numbers. Up and over, that goes down as Caden Jonas gets 2 more.
You saw him stop on a dime and elevate straight up.
And it's taken back by Clayton, who does not score. Heartbreak City for him. Aquino pushing up in the front court. And they play on. In and out shot, count it for Janoy Walks. He dashed into the lane, and that broken play, JJ, Father Henry Carr's got to be kicking themselves for that.
Well, look, no give up on the play. He turns the corner on Aquino, gets into the body of Odia, expects the contact, but plays through it. Doesn't wait for the whistle. The finger roll finish, and Janoy Walks could be off to a start here. As I say that, of course, he misses the free throw.
Broadcast jinx, we're only allowed 3 of them per broadcast. Here's the in-and-out dribble from Odia. Goes through 2 white shirts as he banks it off the glass and in. The truth will be told as Odia makes it 16-2. Tall Pines rushing out of there with no stop, and Aquino gets another rebound.
So a block, a steal, a rebound, and 8 points right now for Adrian Aquino. Got to shut him off here if you're Tall Pines.
Clayton playing it safe, dribbles down to the near side, goes around the world, pops up, and it's a foul immediately by Pandit.
First foul, against your opponents. Tall Pines, second team foul.
Tall Pines looking to make some changes. And Suedrame checks in for the first time this afternoon. Once again, Clayton, 11 points in the regular season as he gets the first one to go. A 15-point lead. It's interesting to see, JJ, again, the road that Father Henry Carr took. Easy win against Code Provincial, but those other games in the tournament weren't as easy. But it goes to show when you get deeper into the tournament, You have to play your best A game.
Especially for Tall Pines. They played Friday morning, Saturday morning, and now Sunday afternoon. 3 games in 3 days, and that'll wear you down.
Short roster, the floater alert does not go. Odia with the rock. Odia looking to charge through. He has a tough task ahead of him. Bounce pass underneath. Aquino will head to the foul line.
First foul against 2 on 12. That's the 3rd team foul.
So a tough task at hand for anybody that has to guard Adrian Aquino, but the problem was there was nobody ready to take on Aquino the moment he got the ball right into the paint.
And that comes from defense leading to offense. Trussodia head down, charging the middle of the floor. Yes, he had Tristan Brathwaite to the left, but if he doesn't make that pass and he throws it out of bounds, he knows head coach Melnick's going to be on his case.
Second free throw up and in for Adrian Aquino. 20-2. We've played close to 5 minutes and they have 20. Double team applied, broken out by Cameron. Cameron with the soft touch, doesn't get that one to go. Aquino adding another board to his resume. Trust Odia, yes, but it'll go the other way. It's an offensive foul. And we've seen a handful of that in the last few days, Haley. A lot of forearm shoves when they try to move and finish strong.
Yeah, and it's, in that case, Trussodia has all the strength anyways. We'll get another look at it here.
Looks like an elbow to the chin there. And that's 2 fouls on Trussodia. He's going to have to take a seat.
Well, one thing here, we're seeing Henry Carr put some pressure on them, but if they can figure out how to break that quickly, it can turn into a little half-court type of transition situation. Maybe not on that play, but when they're starting from the baseline for sure.
Lawani in trouble, and it's snatched back, this time by Divine Edelborg. Jonas cutting far side. He's beyond the arc. He dances, he moves, he fakes, he fires. Out to a corner 3 for Aquino. That doesn't go. Tippin doesn't go either, and the rebound snagged down by Aquamoa. Runaway 3 off the mark. Aquamoa and another rebound. Not a lot of three-point attempts from both of these teams so far, JJ.
Well, no, I mean, Henry Carr's sequences recently have been double the ball handler for Tall Pines, and it seems they want to get them out of breath.
Yeah.
Right? With 7 players, get them running, make them make quick decisions, put them in difficult situations, and tire them out early. I don't know what's more impressive, Father Henry Carr putting up 20 in the first 5 and change, or only holding Tall Pines to 2?
I think it's got to be holding Tall Pines to 2 at this point. Tall Pines getting a couple looks.
And walked, unable to get it, but they get a second chance thanks to Aquamoa, who snatched 3 rebounds in the last minute and change. Lawani to the hole. Yes.
That was a great play, too. Kai Cameron could realize that Lawani was ready to cut, so just the little fake out and passing it just behind the Henry Carr defender. We'll get a quick look at that right there. Yeah, as Lawani was already coming in.
Soft touch around the rim, and Lawani went 6 for 8 from the free throw line to start the game yesterday. He gets the end one opportunity here.
Lawani, a 69% foul shooter of the season. Again, to recap what's happened this afternoon, the Women's D-League Royal Crown made it a 4-peat, and Royal Crown Men's in the D-League got a championship. 38 championships in that program in total after the big victory against BCP. We got the Trillium game here for the championship. As we're at the 4-minute mark in the first quarter, all Father Henry Carr right from the word go. Ball nearly taken away. Bauer saves it. Swiveled over to Jonas. Shot clock late. He lets it fly. The rainbow doesn't go. Bauer getting up another rebound as he goes to the hole. Aquino just dominating. What a spectacle he's displaying here today. Oh, Jagale had some trouble. He's able to get it back out. The fake, the move, the shot, the put in. It's good. Noza Lawani putting his nose in the business and getting 2 more.
Just hanging around that dunker spot, waiting for the action to get to him. Out of bounds, Erskine Taylor falls victim to the light gray line.
Oh, yes.
The amount of times we've seen out of bounds called is because of that tightrope act. But on that last possession from Tall Pines, look at this move in the second chance effort.
And that's Khalil Bauer's fault. He's got to slide in to that empty space. Yes, it's a mismatch in terms of size, but you got to at least make it difficult.
Yeah, you need a body there.
The more bodies, the better. The jam goes down for Ezra Aquamoa.
That's a huge play there. See, Tall Pines starting to feel some more energy. A slow start doesn't really matter when you've got the scoring that they can provide. It's just about getting back into it now.
And Haley, they're capitalizing on the baseline plays. The shot goes up, no good. Second chance. Aquino tries to put it back in. No dice either. He'll stay with Father Henry Carr. It looks like Tall Pines is becoming more confident at the rack.
Yeah, 100%. But when you've got 3 bodies in the paint under the baseline like that and Henry Carr jumping behind you, you got to box them out. You got to push them out, and that rebound's not going to go out of bounds, and they would likely be able to come up with that.
Foul count, Tall Pines down to their last foul to give. Inbounds pass underneath. The reverse, no good for Aquino. Boy, does he love the fight and finish.
14 points for Aquino, a handful of boards. I don't have them exactly, waiting for the stats to come through, but he could get a double-double by the end of the first quarter.
Well, he got the steal off of it, and here comes Brathwaite on the run, and it's an offensive foul. Again, more firepower, but not a lot of discipline on the fast break.
Yeah, for sure. And Janoy Walks getting that charge right there. It's a big play for him. And again, I really don't feel like he's looking for the calls to start this game. I think things are happening naturally, and he's just playing smarter rather than looking for it. Yeah, perfect right there. Slid in at the best time, feet planted. Exactly what you want to see.
And JJ, Tall Pines working with a little bit of a small ball lineup with Kai Cameron back in.
Yeah, I mean, small ball. Have you seen Nosa Lawani on the floor? Dude's a tank.
He's been taking care of business inside. Out of bounds is called. It's back to Father Henry Carr, leading by 16. And a foul right from behind from Janoy Walks. And this is what happens when you get your hand caught in the cookie jar.
He loves to go around the reach to try and knock that ball to the nearest defender and then leak out the other way. He was called for it twice yesterday, contact on the arm. And right now, I don't know if it's going to really serve him in this contest.
A hop step from Jonas. Works out for him as he gets a friendly bounce.
Beautiful play. Almost a little hesitation there, too, but no need to. He had all the space and time.
Again, Tall Pines looking to break 10. Here's Lawani. Out of his comfort zone, and it heads over to Drame. Drame on the extra pass. Kai Cameron matches his jersey number from the corner pocket.
It was only a matter of time. They kept getting some decent looks from beyond the arc. Cameron's the first to let it fly and let it sink. Janoy Walks probably not too far behind him.
Bauer swinging it. It goes down. It's taken back by Cameron. And now Walks running to the lane. And it was last touched by Bauer. Well, Bauer did an exceptional job trying to get back for Father Henry Carr, but results out of bounds. And Clayton will head out for Father Henry Carr. Drame immediately to Cameron. A wide open look. Walks. Nothing there, and Ayada with a tough tussle for the run. Nice look from the corner, no good. And Tall Pines continue to pile up on the rebounds. And it's Presley Ayada on the foul.
They'll be shooting now, too, for free throws, so good opportunity here. We'll take another look. Yeah, just getting a little too handsy. And you know what? It's a good thing that we're seeing Clayton and some of the other Henry Carr players here hang back and try to keep that pressure on, but down the sideline, that's a foul you're taking real far from your basket. You don't want to be taking that.
You have to give credit to both of these teams with the discipline when it comes to fouls. Nearly 9 minutes in, and one team is over the foul limit.
Yeah.
Walks at the line, second shot, up and in. 26-13 now as we wrap things up in the first quarter. Aquino, the hot hand, no doubt about it. Jonas taking time. Aquino near the line, no good. And Brathwaite snatches the rebound away. Shot clock reads 8. Under 50 to go in the first. Jonas walking into the lane and misses the friendly finger roll. Numbers for Tall Pines. And they capitalize off of the and one. A beautiful drive from Janoy Walks.
Yeah, Walks looked up, saw Aquino tracking back, knew if he got the first step and elevated, he could hold him off with his left hand and get the finger roll finish to go. And that's all he was looking for. He wasn't looking for the foul, like you said, Haley.
Yeah.
He's just playing basketball.
Yeah, and it's such a difference.
And earlier, JJ, they had a hard time finishing strong on the fast break, but Walks is bringing them back into this game, 26-16, with about 30 seconds to go, first quarter. Aquino over to Brathwaite. 2 passes later, it's to Idata. Idata outmatched. Far corner. Bauer striding in. Can't get the deuce. Tries a follow-up but can't. Down to 13 seconds now. Shot clock is dead. And out of the broken play, it leads to a fake out. Drame at the horn. No. Tippin is good by Ezra Aquamoa. That's a name we haven't said in the last few minutes, but he came in off of that second chance. 26-18. That's the score at the end of the first quarter. We'll step aside. Second quarter is coming up on the OSBA Trillium Championship on OSBA TV.
Wet Grip Microfiber wicks away sweat to maintain superior handles. Spalding Shooter Seam is designed for instant ball recognition. Rotationally balanced butyl bladder provides ultimate air. Official high school game ball of over 20 stated options. Built for hardwood hooping.
Bench of Father Henry Carr, who started on a big run, and they lead 26-18 at the end of one. Paul Melnick speaking to his team.
It was 20-2 at one point. So a 16-6 run to end the quarter for Tall Pines. Not okay if you're Father Henry Carr.
No, absolutely not. And Father Henry Carr, they have a hard time kind of jumping back into their offense while they feel that they've lost it a little bit against teams, and that's exactly what Tall Pines has forced them into. Entry
pass leads into a steal as we begin the second quarter. Jonas finding Idata. Idata locked up with Walks, and that leads into a turnover courtesy of Walks. Strides into the lane and misses again, but he'll have to earn those 2 points the old-fashioned way. Janoy Walks just being a thorn on Father Henry Carr's side on the last trip, JJ.
Yeah, he's shaking off that finger there, and hopefully it's not going to hinder his performance. Yesterday, he was perfect from the charity stripe, 8 of 8. He's already missed one today. I don't expect him to miss many more, if any, at all. He'll continue to find his way to the line the way he's playing aggressive downhill, get to the rack type of basketball. A
great two-way player this season. That's why he's part of the OSBA all-first team. So again, a look at the transition basket would lead to a foul. Again, Tall Pines, short benched, but these players, they're ready to rise to the occasion. Second free throw off the mark. And it'll be a lane violation. One more for Janoy Walks.
Yeah, lucky for Walks there. Kai Cameron maybe just kind of shucked the shoulders in and baited Brathwaite and Jonas to jump the lane. And now Jonas 2 feet outside.
Just to prove his point, and there's the extra shot. It's good. 26-20. And Marquez Escobar Wallace checks into the floor as he goes for Khalil Bauer. As for the OSBA Trillium Championship, as Brathwaite grazed on the line, backcourt violation. Again, the pressure definitely working out for Tall Pines Academy.
Yeah, this zone defense, especially on the press, they're playing a 1-3-1 in their own end, but on the press, the first pass was actually deflected.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a clean catch there, and that's what the over and back was all about.
Streaking free out of it is Kai Cameron. Played 45 seconds in, and it's taken away by Aquino, who has been dynamite in the first quarter. He's been responsible for most of Father Henry Carr's points.
14 of them, 3 steals, a block. As we get another look on this out of bounds, who touched it last? Well, Drame, lucky not get called for the foul on the reach-in.
Father Henry Carr being patient with the rock. Edabar, cross-court pass to Idata, who connects.
Huge shot for Idata.
That's his first field goal of the afternoon as Father Henry Carr approaches 30. Cameron trying to get out of there, sends it up to the big man, a trifecta, no good. Idata with the rebound. So a triple and a board for him. We'll see if he can expand that today. Overhead pass, Aquino. Can't get that one to drop. And a lot of pressure from the blue shirts as it's immediately broken up by Lawani. Underneath, downstairs is for Kai Cameron.
Well, Kai Cameron all weekend has done such a great job at shooting through contact, shooting through hands in his way, so him finishing that is no surprise to me.
Downstairs where Father Henry Carr has trouble, and that leads to a steal. Kai Cameron out to the race, walks, pulls up for a 3. Putter there. They started the game down 20-2, and now they're within 4.
Not to mention just 2 players on the bench.
Idata underneath to Aquino. Again, when it comes to the OSBA championships, you have to show all heart, all hustle, no matter what bench you have. And a quick tie-up, which will go to a foul. Caden Jonas not happy with the decision. But nonetheless, it's going to be a foul on Jonas.
So what happened there is he's on the ground and Jonas wraps him up from behind. If you're in front on the side and you go for the ball, you're going to get that jump ball called. But as we see here, on the ground and then from behind, Jonas goes in.
Yeah.
There's been a handful of fouls that have relied on players being behind on the play and then coming from behind. We saw that from Walks on the fast break near the end of the first quarter, and now that tussle is another example of that. So Drakel Clayton checks back in for Father Henry Carr. And here is Lawani. Lawani, entry pass denied by Aquino. Chips dip, a block party for Aquino. Back upstairs, Escobar Wallace fakes, drives, skittles, and dumps it down for Tristan Brathwaite. Makes it an 8-point game. Cameron up to Walks. Walks guarded heavily by Escobar Wallace. The master lock defense leads into a foul.
All right, so get this. First quarter, Adrian Aquino, 14 points, 6 boards, 3 of them offensive, and assist, 3 steals, 2 blocks. No turnovers. He's now got 5 blocks.
If that was his stat line at the end of the game, you could still be super happy with that. And we're not even in the second half yet, or halfway through the second quarter.
That's phenomenal for the first 10 minutes of action. Goes down to Lawani, who drives through the hole, takes a tough tumble, and it leaves another opportunity. Idata leading the charge. Out to the corner. Corner pocket, no good. And it's back over to Drame. And that foul this time will go to Clayton. So what happened on that play?
It's interesting because as soon as I heard the whistle blow, I couldn't see the official from where we're standing, but I thought maybe Drame got called for the offensive, the way he extended that arm and created separation.
Oh, and now Henry Carr not able to give up any other fouls as we take another look here.
All right, so Clayton did cut off his line.
Yeah.
And you've got to let him get to that next step. Just didn't happen.
It is an 8-point game. And it's Drame with the ball. Back over to Pandit. Pandit firing over and no good. The rebound pulled down by Brathwaite. Escobar Wallace locating Clayton, who sends it to Idata, who defers it over to Brathwaite. Good ball rotation from one side to another from Henry Carr. Shot is good for Aquino. Again, no quit from Adrian Aquino.
Nope, he is definitely having himself a game.
We've seen some performances start like this coming to mind. Obviously, praise Badejo's 44.
Clayton with the steal as he looks to Brathwaite in the last second and gets the ball back, misses the floater. And Tall Pines with the ball again. JJ, again, you were talking about outstanding performances in the last few days.
Well, it all started with Praise Badejo on Thursday morning. He had 30 at the half, finished with 44. Walks, obviously, that 40-piece Friday morning, 37 yesterday. Adrian Aquino, 18 points and counting, plenty of time still in the opening half. And on that last shot, you just felt the confidence that he walked into it with. Elevated, waited till he was at the peak of that jump, and then threw it in.
There's definitely a lot of players that are going to break the OSBA championship record books when this is all said and done. First free throw from Jagele goes in and out.
And you wonder why, I mean, Tall Pines hasn't been able to find a solution for Aquino, but at the end of the day, with such a short rotation, and it does seem to always kind of come back to that in some way, how much like individual tasks can they really take on when it comes to double team and still trying to get everything done on both ends of the court? It's a big ask.
And you definitely have to be careful if the foul situation really comes key in the late stages of the game. Down low, ball deflected by Aquamoa. And he's able to force the out on Henry Carr.
Too many times we've seen the ball be forced from one wing to the far side instead of swinging it around the horn. And you really have to take care of the ball in championship basketball. Too many poor decisions have allowed Tall Pines to come back into this game.
Lawani having trouble, sends it down to Pandit, who goes for the floater alert.
Seeing him getting involved in other scoring ways aside from just the three is a great sign.
And for both of these teams, they haven't relied much on the three until the start of this second quarter. It goes underneath. Clayton met at the rim by Pandit, who slaps that out of bounds. And Pandit's having a good performance within the last minute, JJ.
I mean, he'll give you great stretches of good minutes, but can he stay on the floor and stay disciplined? He got a great block just then.
Could be a good sign of things to come. Shot clock winding down and it's taken away. Tall Pines out on the run. Three ball. Janoy walks. Is slapped out of bounds. And Khalil Bauer will return for Henry Carr as he replaces Clayton. We're at the halfway mark in the second quarter. The score, Father Henry Carr 35, Tall Pines 28. Remember, Tall Pines started the game down 20-2 and had a strong run near the end of the first. Janoy walks, firing over Bauer. Off the glass, and Aquino chases another one down.
He's one rebound away from a double-double.
That is insane.
He could have a triple-double with steals or blocks by the end of this one.
There's a drive underneath. Edabar, no good. Pandit, another board. So Tall Pines working with their bigs here in the second quarter, and it's rejected by Edabar. And Barrow circles around half-court line, and here is Aquino. The man with the hot hand asking for the ball. It goes underneath, no offensive foul called. Edabar swings it over to Escobar Wallace, who misses from outside, and Aquino easily sails in. No help from Tall Pines off of that second chance.
How do you let the hottest guy on the floor sneak in behind you and be the only one fighting for a rebound?
I have no idea. It's absolutely insane, and you got to think there's got to be some sort of timeout, or maybe they're going to wait until the half, but there has to be a specific game plan to handling Aquino at this point, or else he might just take over this game fully.
And he came straight from beyond the arc, no defender on him, so he had the open look no matter what. So it'll be Lawani at the foul line. Father Henry Carr over the limit for the next 3:35. Lawani hasn't scored a lot of points in the second quarter as the first free throw doesn't go down, but that's the guy Tall Pines really need to operate and start working hard at the basket. They want to make a game out of this. Mainly paint play from both of these teams as he goes 0 for 2. Escobar-Wallace strolls right to the half-court line. Aquino guarded by Pandit. And they go around the world. Escobar-Wallace finds Aquino, and he's met at the rim and takes the contact. And again, Tall Pines late on the assignment when it comes to a wide-open Aquino.
It was a good find there by Escobar-Wallace, attracting the help, sending it on the backside as you see. He'll attack that baseline and then sees the open space in the middle of the floor. Aquino coming from the weak side, Pandit too late to get back.
No good on the first. Aquino sizes up the southpaw shooter, gets the second one. And Clayton will come back in for Father Henry Carr for Aquino, and I'm sure both of you will agree, for a well-deserved rest.
Absolutely. It's probably, out of the games we've seen, probably the most he's played in the first half, and of course you can understand why. So quick breather here, but you know he's going to be used a heck of a lot more in this game.
Could be to Tall Pines' advantage, but as I say that, Tristan Brathwaite takes it away. He goes all the way to the hole, and they'll count it. Tristan Brathwaite from start to finish for the and one.
Terrible foul by Nosa Lawani. He knew he wasn't going to get there in time, decided to reach anyway to try and knock it loose, give up the 2 points, inbound it quickly, and get back to your offense.
100%.
And where it looks like Tall Pines was going to get back into this ball game, they don't make some good decisions, and both teams will talk it over. We have a timeout called with 3:08 remaining, and with Father Henry Carr up by 12. It doesn't feel like it's a 12-point game the way Tall Pines have been playing, but they keep shooting themselves in the foot with the bad defensive assignments.
Well, that and turnovers in the offensive end, and it's small stretches of good basketball for Tall Pines, but they're getting on each other. They're starting to get a little bit, frustrated with the play, and you got to maintain cool heads, especially in a championship game where not everything's going to go your way.
100%, but this does feel all very familiar for Tall Pines. Getting frustrated with each other on the court, not new to Tall Pines. The thing is they're such a close-knit team because, especially right now, you got nobody else to rely on, right? So maybe getting on each other a little bit more, but those stretches, the thing is at some point they're going to have to start getting a little bit sharper on defense for sure, and force Henry Carr to make those errors, because Tall Pines' offense thrives capitalizing off of Henry Carr's errors. And when it rains, it pours for Henry Carr when it comes to those easy little turnovers and stuff like that.
Just the dichotomy of the huddles here. You saw Paul Melnick, top of his lungs, screaming, pounding his fist. If you're not going to play the right way, I'm taking you out. On the other side, in that Tall Pines Academy huddle, it was very calm, collected, and those players will take that energy back onto the court.
And you have to think for Tall Pines Academy, defensively, Pandit and Lawani, they have to step up, and Pandit has to stay on their assignment because there are a couple of times, Haley, where he misses assignment as that shot doesn't go down. Final 3 minutes in the first half. The OSBA Trillium Championships on OSBA TV. And it's Father Henry Carr leading by 12. Tall Pines looking to take a chunk away from that. Lawani in the paint. Misses, try to get a rebound, but Edinboro stopped him. Bauer looking for Clayton and gets him. Brathwaite slowing it down as it's back to Clayton. Nice fake and drive from Escobar-Wallace as he dumps it down. That doesn't go. And Tall Pines has to get it past half court before the 8-second mark. And they do that with Walks getting the rock. Walks, fakes, fires. No good. Tip in doesn't go either for Lawani. Walks asking for a foul. He's right behind the play. Opportunity for Henry Carr as that tough take doesn't go for Bauer. Hustle from Walks, and he gets it. He's taking on 3 blue shirts and misses another layup. A little too fancy on the drive as he was looking for fouls. Clayton underneath, can't get it either. Both of these teams not finishing strong, and Janoy walks, goes right to the corner.
Yeah, he's still grasping at that right finger, clearly giving him issues. But you can't lie on the floor and cry about not getting the foul call. You got to play on. I know you hit the deck hard. Your team's relying on you to get back.
Clock still running. Lawani with 1 to shoot. He makes a wish and hits the back of the iron. And in a quick rebound from Aquamoa. And a no-looker finishes into an and one by Jagele as Tall Pines begins to gel.
You like to see Walks make the right basketball play there. Fake the shot, knows Jagele's all alone if he dumps it off, and he does.
100%. 2 plays before that, you see Janoy Walks maybe again looking for those calls, but yeah, perfect play right there. Especially, I mean, and how can you blame Brothwell Dixon right there for kind of standing there and thinking that he was going to try to go for the contact, because the last couple of plays, Walks has been caught looking for the calls instead of making the right play, but snapped out of it right there, and a great way to kind of end a little drought of scoring
from both of these teams after not finishing strong. Final minute, first half. It's been a good one so far. It was 20-2, but it's Tall Pines leading the charge on a comeback. Brathwaite going to the hole, and he will shoot a pair.
First foul on Ezra Aquamoa. The 13th foul for Tall Pines.
13th foul for Tall Pines.
Shooting to the line is Kirsten Brathwaite.
Looking at the schedule later on for championship day. Women's action afterwards. Crestwood Prep taking on Royal Crown. And then the men's game, Fort Erie against the defending champions, Ridley College. Another look at this, JJ.
Yeah, the last second. Aquamoa swipes down with his right hand. If he stayed elevated with both hands, that call doesn't get made.
Yeah.
The Crusaders started out strong, and they're seeing their lead chip away. On the drive, Drame slices and dices, can't get it to go. Lawani tries it too, and my oh my, he hits the floor hard. It's going to be on Divine Edibor.
That sounded probably worse than it looked.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of WWE wrestling, the way you hit the mat when you fall down to emphasize the connection. As he goes above, thought that was going to fall, and he collects himself right into the body and hits the deck hard, shaking the floor at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center. There's waves crashing in the pools to the west of us.
Sounded similar to a clothesline from either JBL or somebody in WWE, but nonetheless, Lawani's all muscle is able to get back up and show great sportsmanship at the end of the day. Here comes the second, online. So the lead is still under 10 as Father Henry Carr has the rock. They could go for a 2-for-1 opportunity. Escobar Wallace on the pass to Bauer. They kick it back to the corner. Edinburgh down low, shot clock ticking away. The teardrop's no good. Bauer tried to chase it down, but it goes off his foot. And Tall Pines will have one last go at it before the end of the half. But before that, they'll call a timeout, and you have to imagine what they're going to talk about for the final 18 seconds. It gives you plenty of time to go down to your bigs.
Now, there's 2 options to go about this, and I think Tall Pines is going to try and get something off quick, and then everybody's going to press up, try and get a turnover on the inbound pass to get more points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more there.
And Father Henry Carr, they just have to be careful. Number one, they're over the limit, and they don't want to give up a crazy foul. We've seen it yesterday where a lot of players would just give up a 3-point play. They would be fouled, 4-point plays that would come out of it. So they have to be careful of how they foul, and they have to trap immediately. But again, you have to give Tall Pines credit. Throughout this entire tournament, short-staffed, but not a problem. They were down 18 at one point. Now they're only down by 8. So this could be a good omen for them going into the break and heading into the second half, because we've seen time and time again Haley, that when it comes to these teams, they may be down at halftime, but they have a strong run to end the first half nonetheless.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing here. If they could just end off on a smart play here, you're not down by that much. This game is still very much within reach, and I think the main thing for them going into the second half is going to be how can we start forcing Father Henry Carr to make these errors that can lead to some transition basketball for them.
Sorry, JJ.
They don't advance the ball, which surprised me.
Man-to-man defense immediately as it goes down to Jagele. Now Drame takes it and sends it over to Jagele. Shot off the mark, and that's a foul immediately from Jagele. A little too much of overcommitting with 5.2.
They had a foul to give, though, so it's going to push Father Henry Carr to their own baseline.
And with 5 seconds to go, plenty of time to get it to the other end. And it starts with Bauer, who looks up the clock with 2, gets the extra pass in at the buzzer, no good, and that would have counted anyway.
They're going to put time on the clock. He stepped out of bounds, so 1 second's going to go back up here. Enough time for a catch and shoot. Father Henry Carr need to come back on the court here. The half's not over, guys.
They thought once they saw the red lights it was all over. That's not the case.
And that play was designed to go to the left side of the court. Khalil Bauer was forced to the near side. You could hear head coach Paul Melnick saying, this side, Khalil, this side, Khalil.
All right, we'll see what Tall Pines does in this final 1 second. It goes straight away to walks at the horn, and it falls flat to the wayside, and that will do it for the first 20 minutes of action. Father Henry Carr leads Tall Pines Academy 41-33. We'll see what happens as this quest for the OSBA Trillium Championship continues in less than 10 minutes. From the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center, you're watching OSBA Championship Weekend here on OSBA TV.
Good afternoon, basketball fans. We are locked in here for the quarterfinal matchup at the Canadian National Basketball Championships men's 15U side. Big news for Ontario. Mateo Moyes makes his debut at the national tournament. Ontario have a day off that could, go against them. I expect them to be prepared, but Newfoundland are still in the rhythm of winning.
Of course, Ontario had that extra time, the day off, to work on some things that needed to be worked on. But again, you never know, like the mentality can be a little down, but I'm assuming this is going to be a very great and close game here.
It appears as though Newfoundland and Labrador are just going to give Ontario the first possession. All 4 players in the backcourt, but there's Osage to pick up the rebound. Brandon Clark to the rack, shrugging off the attempt to block him from getting to that position. Dejo quickly into the front court, looking downhill, picks up the head of steam. Clark attacking the rim again. Just too strong. Ahead to Walters. Walters, 1-2 stepping in the lane, floats it up and through. Over 2 white jerseys, 14-8, with 2:20 left in the first. Woodrich with the response from the corner.
We're getting good shots off of drives and stuff, but we're not really running our sets. But at least you guys are getting open shots, DKS. But let's settle it down. You guys got to take control. Praise, give it to Nikki. Go through. Nikki L will set the pick. Come off. Got the one more action right there.
50-22 Ontario lead. Dejo, shifty. Gets back to the basket, finishes with the right. Back to Shepard. That rattles through, and you notice Newfoundland and Labrador slagging back a little bit and not coming out as high on the primary ball handler in that zone coverage. Moyes picks his lane, elevates off glass for 2. Sage gets back up, second chance, no, third chance will roll through.
Wow, he's doing a great job of what we talk about all the time when you kind of get that rebound and instead of just like hopping right back up for an off-balance shot, actually taking your time, setting your feet and going up strong.
Hammond again bulldozing his way to the rack. He's got the frame of a linebacker that could probably play on the practice squad in the CFL somewhere.
True.
Ontario will take on its first opponent in the tournament British Columbia.
All right, Coach, you've been in this position before, 2 wins away from hoisting the trophy. What was your message to your team after that win against Newfoundland?
Message was to stay consistent, stay ready. In our situation, sometimes our guys can get complacent, but they've done a great job in staying locked in, and I'm proud of them.
Praise had a great game, 7 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, a pair of steals, and a pair of blocks. Him being the captain of this team, what are you asking from him on a day in, day out basis?
For him, we're asking him to be our leader. He's been a great leader. He's shown great leadership. He's one of our generals on the court. He sets the tone for us offensively, defensively.
We feel good, going into the semifinal game, bringing up the energy and stuff. So I think we're feeling pretty good going into the game.
I'll use my experience from last year. We're in a similar situation with Alberta. They're going to make adjustments. We have to watch our film and make our adjustments and come in.
Appreciate the time. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Here's Eddie. Andrea Manana. Screen by Rivard. Back out. That's a good one. So Quebec finally put some points on the drive. Board. Put a shot up. That's good. Great tough bucket by Danica Pahis for her first points of the game. And Ontario is able to get back out. So the first quarter ends 9-6 in favor of Ontario against Quebec. Daniel Jukin driving easily, using her strength to her advantage and bullying St. Ange for the 2 points.
Just use that power, use that strength, makes up for her foul.
Breaking ankles, Maya Manners. Woman soars on the floor, the 3 can't be finished, but it's back to Pahis in the paint. That one rolls in. Jackson, that might have been our first ankle breaker of the tournament.
Now, one time, we're gonna go 32 half court. Okay? One time. 32 half court. And then we're in blue on a score. So blue back to man on a score. Okay?
14-10 for Ontario. Here's Marcotte. Great layup attempt on the bigger defender from Marcotte. Here's Maya Manners now. Finding Gutierrez daily. Great pass. Great IQ to find her teammate and 2 easy points. The first half ends 22-16 in favor of Ontario. Almost stolen there by Shabam. Enyo-Jukin holds on to it, drives, right-hand layup. And she's used her physicality to her advantage a lot in this one and gets it done there. Out to Luke for 3. That's in. So Rain Marie. Jada Tomlin runs down the court and hits the easy 2 with the right-hand layup. Here's Luke now. Great find to Sienna Morrison. That's just a great play. Layup's no good. Pahis, though, is able to get the putback. Ontario is going to take this one and head 3-0 in the Canada National Basketball Championships here with a 53-33 win.
Only 8 turnovers in that second half. What's the main message that really sparks the big performance in the second half?
It was definitely staying disciplined because we had a lot of fouls in the first half as well, right? Playing with our feet. And then, just taking care of the ball, reiterating kind of what we talked about. It was us doing it to ourselves. It wasn't necessarily their pressure defense. And just emphasizing that every time we were going to the rim, a lot of people were collapsing, so we needed to find the perimeter. And I thought we did that in the second half. It's definitely really special, for sure. Having those extra people who are able to come out. I'm hoping that we're even going to get more and more for Friday and Saturday. But not having parents have to travel and having the girls have their families here and play in front of them is very special. Even my own family is coming as well. So it's very special.
Wet Grip Microfiber wicks away sweat to maintain superior handles. Spalding Shooter Seam is designed for instant ball recognition. Rotationally balanced butyl bladder provides ultimate air. Official high school game ball of over 20 state adoptions. Built for hardwood hooping.
If you ever wanna take me out, I'll show you off the whole night. If you're wondering
Back to the-
if I'm looking for love, you've come to the right place. Don't wanna take it for granted no more than one day. Good night. Being alone's not what it used to feel like. I want you by my side.
With J.J. Everson and Haley Hopkinson, Aaron Sanders back with you for the second half as Father Henry Carr, the Crusaders lead 41-33 over Tall Pines Academy. And J.J., even though Tall Pines were down 20-2 at the start, they have been no match for Adrian Aquino, who's been putting on a spectacle this afternoon.
I mean, every single category on the stat sheet, he's got multiple ticks in. 21 points, 8 boards, 3 blocks, 2 steals. There's nothing he can't do.
A tough take underneath to start the third quarter comes from Caden Jonas. And Haley, when you look at Tall Pines' side, Janoy Walks is one of the main reasons why they've been able to bounce back as that bucket goes down.
He has been fantastic. He got into a little bit of a sequence, 2 or 3 plays where he was looking for the contact rather than looking for the best shot on the court, but he snapped out of that real quickly with a great assist to snap out of it fully. And no, he's been doing much better in this first half compared to the last game against BCP in the first half. He does always seem to have a second kind of wind in the second half of the game here, so excited to see what he can get done.
Indeed, and JJ Clayton has had some problems near the end of the first half as he leads into an out-of-bounds call in that second trip.
Just got to get back to playing within yourself, within the offense. He'll get it back.
Tough take underneath from Walks as he swoops in, takes contact. Once again, if you're just joining us late, we've had a busy championship Sunday earlier in the D-League. Women's Royal Crown 4P championship. We'll get to that in just a moment. But again, that last look as Janoy Walks try to fly right in. Father Henry Carr's got to stop him.
Well, here's the problem. Odia picks up the foul. And, I mean, they held Janoy Walks pretty good in the first half. Can't let him get to the free throw line because he'll start heating up. But the problem for Henry Carr is they need Odia on the floor to be a big physical presence. And when he's not out there, somebody else has to step up, and everybody else who's been put in that position has been into fouls and has allowed Tall Pines to get to the soft spots on the floor.
Yes, absolutely.
And as that score makes it 43-35, we go to the other end. Here's Jonas on the fly, misses the finger roll. There's been a handful of misses just like that since this game began, JJ. Both of these clubs not finishing strong.
No, again, 3 games, 3 days. Tough ask. I mean, Father Henry Carr, I guess, had Friday off, but never mind. No, they're here Friday with the cheerleading squad.
Yes, yeah.
So that's a tough ask, honestly, of any team. These guys need time to rest and recover. They haven't had that. They're beaten, battered, bruised. But there are no excuses when it comes to trying to win a championship.
Definitely for Tall Pines, who are playing with a short bench. Here's the leaf-off pass. Shot off the mark. And it's saved by Aquino. And that leads into a tough foul, and the ball will go the other way.
Second foul against Temi Jegale.
So Temi Jegale with the foul.
Well, take another look at that. Tons of contact. Oh.
Jonas just had the first step on the 50-50 ball. And if you're the second player there, you're always going to get that foul call.
Jonas swiveling around the world, and now it's Idata. Idata back to Aquino, top of the key. Out to Jonas. Jonas swooping right in, off the mark. Aquino almost got another tap in, and it's taken back by Edibor, who goes for the leaner. No. Third chance for him, and it works out this time.
Yeah, it's a way to stick with it there and still kind of maneuvering him.
Second and third chance opportunities, nor boxing out. And an offensive foul this time. Janoy Walks with a little too much muscle yet again.
Again, I understand you're frustrated with the foul call, but you got to move past it.
Like, it's never going to get changed.
No, move past it, get back, play defense.
Think of your team. You're short-staffed, and if you blow a fuse, you get a technical, you get sent to the bench, and now you're losing some good playing time.
Yeah.
Idata far side, getting off the Aquino screen. As it's shipped out to Clayton, doesn't match his jersey number. Ball tipped around, saved by Ediboro. Second chance coming up. Clayton got contact, doesn't matter. Idata from three-point land, no good. Picked up by Lawani. Janoy Walks into the half with 12 points. Responsible for the comeback for Tall Pines as he gets into more contact.
Third foul of Presley Idata. That's the second team foul for Henry Carr.
Well, difficult for Idata to get in some foul trouble here, as it looks like he'll probably take a trip to the bench now. But it was really him after their main overall team halftime meeting. Coaches returned back to the bench, and it was players only sitting kind of behind the court and where we are over here. And he was the one standing up in the middle of the circle, kind of giving the main message. Him and Aquino giving kind of the leadership here. So you hate to see him get into too much foul trouble here with 3 and now on the bench.
And as we say that, right behind the bench, Crestwood Prep for the Women's Championship warming up as they're set to go toe-to-toe against Royal Crown once this game concludes. It is now 45-37. Tall Pines not getting away from this at all. Both clubs scored 15 points in the second quarter. Here's Aquino. Straight away to Clayton, a 3-ball. No good, and it's snatched again by Edibaro, who's able to escape the double team. Aquino skying right in, and one for him. And again, a lot of bodies for Tall Pine to cluster up on Aquino, but it didn't work out.
Nope.
Right now, Father Henry Carr dominating the offensive glass. Edibor just making his presence felt down low. One job he has here is to create trouble, and Aquino there again impacting the play.
Jake Gale having trouble to start the second half. He's had a couple of turnovers up to this point. Now in a situation where Tall Pines could have reduced this to as few as 8, it leads into another turnover for them. Now here's Clayton. 4 on the shot clock. Aquino sails it over to Jonas. A 3-ball in and out. Back to Janoy Walks, who goes behind the back, goes all the way, misses it, and it's put right back in by Kai Cameron. And Clayton not wasting any time getting to the other end. Another foul as Aquino was about to drive to the bucket.
And we'll get a good look at this here.
If Aquamoa doesn't reach to go for the steal there and stands up tall,
yeah,
he gets run into, and that is going to be an offensive charge instead of the defensive foul.
Tall Pines, one more foul will put them over the limit as that jumper goes for Edibor. Ediboro's been responsible for a handful of rebounds, Haley, but he's finally able to get a field goal in the third.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can feel his impact on the floor, but now you'll be able to see it mainly on the stat sheet.
And Ediboro continues the damage. Talk about two-way player, a rebound and a block. Absolutely. It's an 11-point game. Third quarter, OSBA Trillium Championship. Double jump from Janoy Walks. We played 4 minutes in the third. Crossover dribble. Clayton taking the shot and missing.
And now you see Tall Pines actually going up straight, not reaching forward. Can't give any more looks at the free throw line for Henry Carr.
Look underneath. Lawani has that blocked away. Henry Carr with numbers. Here's Cameron. Doesn't get it to go. And it will go back to Tall Pines. Aquino kicking himself for missing that layup.
Oh, going back to that block on Lawani, though, that was Edibor, I believe, right? That was extremely impressive because that's one thing that has always been able to keep Tall Pines in the game, especially when we look back to their win against BCP, was Lawani's strong presence down there and kind of being able to arch his back a little bit to get a better look.
Maybe Tall Pines, maybe their fortune's about to turn. 3-ball is good for Kai Cameron, matching his jersey number, and it is a 2-score game. Crowd coming alive here at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center. The tough take from Jonas goes down. No quitting to him on that play. Drame passes the half-court line. And he gets it again, going toe-to-toe with Clayton, taking on everybody and misses off the glass.
No spin on that one.
Jonas looking for room at the corner, toughest spot to play ball. Late in the shot clock, 4:30 to go in the third. Jonas with a lot of bodies hitting the floor, and that's going to cost him.
Offensive foul against Adrian Aquino. That's his third.
They're going to give it to Adrian Aquino, foul number 3 for him.
That was a 50-50 call, could have really gone either way. The way that who was it? Kai Cameron jumped out. Let's see here. Yeah, Kai Cameron jumps out, but Aquino just leaning a little bit into walks.
The body control, ever so important.
And he'll go to the bench now, but it's time for Tall Pines to take advantage of the minutes he's not in the game.
And also Khalil Bauer into the game too for Henry Carr. Cameron, who scored the last triple, back over to walks, fakes at the line, pumps, fires, doesn't score. And the rebound started by Brathwaite, who goes to the corner, doesn't waste any time. Here's a turnover. Janoy walks, almost went all the way, and he takes all the contact off of that fast break opportunity. You have to credit Father Henry Carr for going back on the transition, but just too much body.
So the first player back to potentially strip it was Khalil Bauer. Walks had no idea he was there. And then Caden Jonas tried to meet him at the summit. And I feel bad for Janoy Walk's body right now. It is just constantly on the hardwood. Hard foul there. I mean, nothing egregious, but, making him earn it.
Yeah, and all that's definitely adding up, and he's feeling it.
He's also scored the majority of Tall Pines points as he gets the first one to go. So the difference is now 7 with under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Janoy ended up with 12 points after the first half, misses a second free throw. It's picked up, fought for, no good. And 2 more free throws are coming up for Tall Pines. Father Henry Carr over the limit.
Well, that was a great play by Aquamoa right there. Took the one dribble, got the body contact, everything worked out there, and he just initiated Henry Carr into trying to contest that. We'll get another look. Brings it down, pushes the body, and yeah, once that contact's initiated, Henry Carr is not going to give up on that play, and lucky to end up with that contact into the line.
Tall Pines continuing to chip away at a lead. At one point they were down 20-2, and it's back to a 2-possession game. Up the floor is Escobar Wallace, feeling the pressure. And there was a whistle, and boy, was Escobar Wallace so close to getting a backcourt violation called on him.
So close. A centimeter away.
So Lawani now in foul trouble, JJ with 3.
I don't know. It looked like he got out to the spot first. I guess that right knee continuing to get in front of Escobar Wallace. Once you're planted, Escobar Wallace makes the next move, and he should be able to get to that space. He just can't.
Once again, both of these teams shooting below their averages tonight. Tall Pines coming in, averaging 90 a game. Father Henry Carr, 103. It is now 54-46. Both teams have to be careful with their foul situation as they're over the limit the rest of the way. Double team. Lawana. And it will go back to Father Henry Carr. Good front from Edibor. Once again, Crestwood Prep, their women's team, warming up, getting ready to go for their big matchup against Royal Crown. They're looking for vengeance after losing to Capital Courts Academy for the championship last year. Bauer swinging through, fighting through, tussling for the ball, and picks it up again. Goes for the spin move, doesn't have a lot of room or a lot of time. 5 on the 24. Escobar Wallace dancing into the lane, firing at will, and picks up the contact. That was a helter-skelter play from the Crusaders.
Now things really get dicey as you see late Escobar Wallace loses it a couple of times, gets inside, picks it back up, and the outstretched arms of Walks not straightforward, but instead ahead. And all you got to do is go through the contact there, and you're going to go to the free throw line.
Yeah.
Tall Pines again frozen around the paint, and 2 free throws are for Escobar Wallace. Escobar Wallace having an efficient third quarter as we come up at 3 minutes here in the third. Walks having trouble. Ball was stripped away. He regains control. Walks for the shot. And more free throws are coming up for Janoy Walks.
Second foul against Moncton's Jamar Wallace. They're making a trip to the line.
And you can see how tired Janoy Walks is before he walks up to the foul line. He's been the heart and soul for Tall Pines right from the opening tip today and for the weekend.
Well, that entire possession was all Janoy Walks. As you take another look, he splits the defenders after he was tracked back. He gets Marquez Wallace to reach forward and just goes up through it.
And you have to be impressed, Haley, about the resilience that he has. He was risking a backcourt violation, but nonetheless had the ball stripped from him and still went to the basket.
Oh, absolutely. And when your Walks right now leading the team, you guys have continuously been able to stay in this game. There's nothing much you can do except for commit to what you think and trust your intuitions. And he's been right so far.
That's why both of these teams are here for the Trillium Championship. Their discipline and poise. As Clayton has it. Goes one-on-one with another three. That's Kai Cameron. Entry pass underneath intended for Brathwaite. And it was last touched by Tall Pines.
8 seconds on the shot clock.
Big defensive stop coming up for Tall Pines. And standing their ground this time was Pandit. Pandit on the rebound. And Tall Pines have to wonder if they could get more production out of him. Walks, flustered, and turns it over.
Just lost the handle on it there, then kicked it out. No contact.
A tough spot to dribble. The entry pass underneath. Foul. 2 more shots now for Bauer.
Second foul against Colin Cameron.
Kai Cameron with the foul. And I have to imagine, JJ, a majority of the points here in the third quarter between these two teams have come from the charity stripe.
Well, you're not wrong. Janoy Walks has gotten there 8 times. He's made 5 of them, only 1 field goal. And Bauer, his first 2. Missed the first, gets the second.
And a quick steal. Cameron trying to make up for it. Yes, and it counts. Clayton on the move and staying in the backcourt to finish the shot.
That's the third foul for Chip Hopkins. But we have timeout.
And we'll take a timeout here with 2:02 remaining. And it's been said a handful of times, you two, that the game could come down to the foul line. And the way both of these teams are playing, that could be the case. But that brings up another problem. Foul situation and foul trouble, JJ.
Yeah, as you take a look, Pandit, again, goes for the strip at first and then frustrated that he couldn't get it and meets him, but reaches out. So we got Janoy Walks, Nosa Lawani, Shub Pandit, all with 3. Meanwhile, Cameron, Jageli, and Aquamoa with 2. So everybody fighting foul trouble here with 12:02 to go in regulation.
And that's a problem too, Haley, because most of Tall Pines bigs are in foul trouble, and you have to expect some more production from Pandit, but now he has to play carefully.
Oh, yeah, no, it's never, of course, a good feeling to not be able to feel like you can play to your fullest intent or play a little bit more reserved, but you know, they've been in this situation before. They know it's going to be about discipline, and now it's time to Tall Pines trying to force some errors here in the last 2 minutes. I mean, they just haven't been able to get too much transition basketball going. Janoy Walks has done the best he can with that, and when it is transition, when he's at the helm of it, it's usually when they're having those big, momentous changing plays.
And the Crusader fans hope they come alive with the cheerleading squad out in full attendance too. It's for the championship, for all the marbles, so you got to pull out all the stops.
Yep.
So Clayton, who got the hoop in the arm, will shoot 1. Father Henry Carr leaning on one of their largest leads in the last few moments. There's the bonus. That's good. So Tall Pines Academy has one of their bigs, and Suadrame in the lineup. He handles the rock with Clayton. And now Escobar Wallace picks him up. Pressure applied right on the timeline. Drame dealing with a lot of drama. Escobar Wallace troubling him. 6 to shoot, taken by Clayton. Clayton with some numbers as he sends it down to Edinburgh.
Oh, good look from Clayton to just pass the ball for an easy bucket there.
A lot of confusion from Tall Pines on that last trip. Here's the shot from Walks, in and out. And it's Clayton again. Tall Pines were responsible for 8 turnovers in the first 20 minutes of play, and they picked up a few more since the start of the second. The air ball is contained by Drame. Janoy Walks leading the charge. Drame out of his comfort zone, able to get the extra pass away. Kai Cameron with a tightrope pass underneath, and there's a foul on Edinburgh. Again, both teams over the foul limit with under a minute to go. Lawani at the line, and he's frozen on the first. Tall Pines hoping some more production from him as we march on to the fourth quarter. Free throw goes in and out. That's crucial.
That was literally in and then out.
Yeah.
Escobar Wallace locating Brathwaite. They have a lot of players on the bench if they need it. That's to their advantage. They'll keep the ball with 8 to shoot. And Escobar Wallace, he's had a couple of good looks. Maybe he'll add on to it in this final 37 seconds. Here's the pick from Edinburgh. The shot flies and it's out. Second chance, Edinburgh, believe it or not, gets the board and the bucket. Shot clock, game clock, identical. The double team comes around for the Crusaders. The drive, the flip up, no good. Rebound picked down by Aquamoa. He misses the chance. Lawani facing trouble, and we're down to 3. 2 to go. It'll be a catch and shoot. Clayton can't match his jersey number as we're at the end of the third quarter. Father Henry Carr, the Crusaders lead 64-48 against Tall Pines Academy, but a hectic last 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you know what? It seems like a big deficit right now, but Tall Pines does still have a chance. But I mean, you know, Henry Carr, they've been feeling it themselves. They're getting each other excited right now. Some big plays coming from that third. And we're just going to see if they can continue that energy and keep it going in the fourth.
We'll take a step aside. The fourth quarter is coming up here on OSBA TV.
You keep saying Edinburgh. It's just Edinburgh.
We built this for Canadian Hoops fans. From rising youth talent to Team Canada stars, follow it all in one spot. Talk hoops, share takes, earn points, and unlock exclusive rewards all in one place. Score a trip to watch your favorite Canada basketball athlete, sign gear, exclusive merch, and VIP moments with your favorite players. From every province, for every player. This is for us. It's easier if we just show you.
Welcome back to the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center. Fourth quarter of the OSBA Men's Trillium Championship, and Father Henry Carr leads 64-48. And it will be Tall Pines basketball. And despite the lead, JJ, Father Henry Carr, they have to take better control of the ball if they want to take care of this Trillium championship. 3 from outside, no good. And the rebound underneath from Aquamoa doesn't work anyhow. But Father Henry Carr, they have to show some poise and discipline because the last few minutes were hectic.
Well, they had an 18-point lead at the start of the game, and that dwindled down. They're up 64-48 now, and if they want to win a championship, they've got to put this game out of reach.
And for Tall Pines, Haley, they have to get more firepower from Nosa Lawani and Shub Pandit. They're bigs if they want to make a difference into this one. Clayton's 3 is good as he looks in the crowd and breezes by Jagele.
Well, Lawani only with 6 points right now, so you do got to hope that he can come in and put some more on the offensive boards, and Pandit as well, only 2. So the 2 of them combining for 8, they're going to need a lot more.
The steal from Walks doesn't convert into a 3. Running the track now is Bauer. Goes for the Euro step and gets it to go. The ice cream scoop with the sprinkles as Father Henry Carr starts the 4th quarter strong.
Oh yeah, and just like that, the game feels a little more out of reach right now. And, you know, only a minute 5 gone from this, and Tall Pine's going to have to figure out some sort of solution to this right now. We'll take another look at this play. Oh.
And JJ, that gives them their largest lead of the contest at 21.
They're doubling up in the points in the paint, 40-20. Shooting 43% in the game is Henry Carr. Tall Pines Academy definitely gassed, just firing at a 29% clip.
I want to take a moment to talk about Divine Ederbor's play, especially late in the 3rd quarter. He's been able to get boards, blocks, and buckets, the triple Bs, and he's been a difference maker inside for the Crusaders.
You said it, 8 points, 8 rebounds, 5 of them offensive, by the way. He had 4 blocks at the end of the 3rd quarter, picked up another one at the start of the 4th here, so 5 there. Him and Adrian Aquino really have been the catalyst, with Trust Odia only just 6 minutes on the floor.
Yeah, that's not something that you would expect coming into the championship game, but the best thing about this Henry Carr team is that someone new has been stepping up. Usually a dynamic duo has been stepping up in every single game, and it's been changing who it is. So that just kind of shows how well-rounded this team is and the ability and the next man up mentality.
Well, it goes to show again, too, with Trust Odia in foul trouble. Those 3 simple words we hear in basketball all the time, next man up, and it's definitely paying extreme dividends.
Well, Trust Odia looks like he's going to be checking in after this, so, you know, for him, he's hoping he can still put some significant minutes into this championship game.
And as we get close to the end of the game, JJ, handful of players with 3 or more fouls.
More than a handful. I mean, Divine Edibor just picked up his 4th, but looking at Henry Carr, Idata, Jonas, Aquino, and Odia all playing with 3. And for Tall Pines, Walks, Lawani, and Pandit with 3. All 3 of them on the floor now.
Tall Pines have to play carefully for the next 8 and 30 and get back to this ball game. Pandit caused the ball to go away. Shot clock running deep. Here is Clayton for 3. Goes to the waist-side, and Pandit gets the rebound. Here's the pickup from Cameron. Lawani splitting through the lane. And here's Pandit from downtown. Got it.
Well, that's the 3-pointer you've been waiting for from him, and who knows, a hot hand right now. A couple of 3s from him could get them back in this game.
It is 69-53. 2 minutes have gone by in the 4th. Escobar Wallace efficient in the 3rd quarter. Bounce pass over to Bauer. Another lickety split pass, Brathwaite. Back outside, Bauer, a 3. A rainbow, but it doesn't go down the hatch. Put in, no good from Odia. Odia looking to make up for a lot of minutes he missed because of foul trouble. Pandit met by the doubles, back over to Drame. Drame splitting through, sliding through, passing it through, 3-ball, Lawani. Now the bigs are getting into the 3-point range.
Oh, you asked for it.
They got it now. Odia in trouble, and he's called for too many steps. Now the Crusaders digging deep in their bench. Idata and Jonas returning to the floor. Idata, a great player when it comes to controlling the ball, and Jonas, great off the ball. Here's the drive and the score. Kai Cameron.
Oh, see, they hang on and they wait for big moments like this.
That's the fourth personal foul against Presley Idata.
Let's take another look at this.
Strong dribble to the left, finish with the right. Idata trying to jump with him,
yeah,
but reaches for the block, and now Idata's got 4.
And the more we see these players on the floor, JJ, you have to be impressed the way they can control their shot. And Henry Carr gets a technical foul coming from the bench.
And Paul Melnick is a very vocal coach. And in a game as important as this, any extra points you're going to give your opponent is going to cause you trouble.
Could be a cardinal sin. Here's the technical free throw. It bounces out for Janoy Walks. That's a rarity for him to miss a free throw here this afternoon. And now it'll be Kai Cameron's turn for his and one.
And now we'll have Kai Cameron to shoot the regular free throw. One shot.
We've seen this same back and forth affair with Royal Crown defeating BCP in the D-League men's basketball game late in the third quarter and marching on into the fourth, with Royal Crown taking the championship. We're seeing overtones of that right now. Cameron misses the and one, so both free throws missed on what could have been a great opportunity for Tall Pines to get back. Idata surveying the floor, a 1-3-1 defense set by Tall Pines. Odia up front. Idata gets it back, swings it over. Jonas, tough take, doesn't get the make. Back with it comes Lawani. And traveling is called. And Lawani's unhappy with that decision.
I mean, I would be too. Henry Carr got away with 2 travels on the far side. First it was Drakel Clayton, and then it was Caden Jonas. I don't know about that one.
I don't know about that one. The Caden Jonas one seemed pretty obvious to me. And, well, I don't know. I wouldn't be happy.
Things, again, getting hectic late in the game. A lot of pressure on the far side, down low, underneath. Odia almost had it, but will shoot 2.
Before Odia caught the ball on the baseline, he grabbed Panda's jersey. Tried to drag him in to create contact at first. But now he's got to go and sink these free throws.
At the line to shoot 2, it's Trust Odia.
Odia trying to step up in the front line for the Crusaders. Gets the first free throw to go. Are the OSBA first team for the campaign. And he sinks the second one too. Difference is 13. Drame trying to get away from Idata and gets the easy deuce. No help from Father Henry Carr. As we come up at the 6-minute mark. Entry pass. Odia wanted a foul, but instead will rely on a Clayton teardrop.
That's a good cleanup by Clayton.
Here's the move and another drive. The Henry Carr defense sagging just a little bit. It is 73-62.
If Tall Pines can get their transition basketball going.
They almost did that. That was a near steal. Idata out to the corner. Clayton getting close. Doesn't score off of the offensive foul. Again, too much muscle as he was gliding into the air.
Well, this is the point in the game where we've seen Tall Pines kick it into high gear and take over. So if you're Father Henry Carr right now, these are kind of the most crucial moments right here, and you need to truly be able to limit any mistakes, turnovers, or reasons to get Tall Pines excited.
And look at Escobar Wallace trying to play mano-a-mano with Drame. Escobar Wallace making sure he leans into the sideline. Doesn't happen this time. Lawani looking for walks, and it's taken back. The Crusaders have numbers, and Odia's disappointed in getting that one away. A lot of fast action. It leads into another layup. Back-to-back layups, JJ, coming from the same side.
Well, disappointed or not, you can't look at the officials and wonder why the whistle wasn't blown. You've got to hustle back. And if he starts hustling back, then the solo defender can lean into that far side.
And this is the strongest Tall Pines has played throughout the contest. Odia from the key. Too strong. Tapped back out to Clayton. Clayton offhand, no good. Gets his own rebound. Escobar Wallace can't put it there. Tall Pines with the momentum. They're behind by 9. Oh, a tightrope play. What a save as Pandit's able to keep it around. Pandit, the rock, the spin, no finish. The second chance, it's no good. The reverse, back tapped over to Escobar Wallace.
A chaotic sequence of plays, both teams getting away with some crazy little questionable calls.
Now it's down to Jonas. Jonas going off to the reverse, and he gets a late whistle.
That was a poor decision by Shub Pandit, as Jonas was going from way beyond the left-hand side, tried to go up and under, didn't even make it to halfway through the lane.
Yeah, we'll get another look at that. That was not going to be a great shot anyways. No need to get involved.
Shub Pandit's night is over. So back comes Ezra Aquamoa to fill in the void. He joins Lawani into the front court. First free throw clanks off the rim. Caden Jonas came into the championships a 72% foul shooter. He's having some difficulty as he misses both. And was last touched by Tall Pines. So Jagale tried to get it off with a loose ball. Didn't work out for him as we approach the under 4-minute mark. The OSBA Trillium Championship on the line. The Crusaders up by 9, looking to expand on that, and they do off of the Clayton teardrop.
Clayton coming in clutch at the end with some easy buckets to make sure that Tall Pines stays arm's distance away.
Lawani down deep underneath. Aquino standing his ground, but nonetheless, Ezra Aquamoa beats him to it. You've noticed that Aquino has not had a lot of touches in the second half because of this man Clayton taking care of business for the Crusaders. Odia, the rebound, the tussle, the move, and it will be a tie-up, which works in the Crusaders' favor.
Odia can't bring that ball down to the ground.
Well, how many times we've seen that from the bigs, especially from yesterday?
Yeah, so many times. You gotta get it high, keep it high. It's not that Odia has the height advantage 100% in this case, but he's got the strength for sure.
Idata through 2 white shirts. It's over to Clayton, the 3 ball. Off the mark, Odia all open for the rebound and gets the second chance bucket.
Not enough effort from Tall Pines on that rebound.
Delay a game warning on Odia. Where were the Tall Pines players hunting rebounds? Right now is the time to do it.
Yeah.
Now Janoya Walks has to find some way to get Tall Pines back within scoring distance. They trail by 11. Lawani, double team, down low. Nothing there for Aquamoa.
What's with the hesitation on Aquamoa? Go right back up with it. You let the guard come from the weak side, knock it out of your hands. By the way, Odia guarding with no hands there.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to get any more fouls on him.
Here's a steal, and here's Janoy Walks looking behind his back, and he still gets it to go.
Love that decision from Drake Clayton.
Yeah.
Understand you cannot afford to give Janoy Walks the and one.
No.
Odia asking for the ball at the top of the key. A little too early on that. Jonas fighting through everybody and has that sent back. Numbers for Tall Pines, and it's led by Janoy Walks, who goes for a circus shot, and it goes in. Back-to-back buckets for Janoy Walks, and again, Father Henry Carr having no answers defensively on the right side. 2 minutes to go, a 7-point game. Idata, one-on-one with Walks. Breezes by him, loses control, and is called for traveling. A lot of miles on these players' passports with the travels here in the fourth.
Temi Jagele did a great job of getting to the spot, but then continuing to move backwards at the pace of Jonas, and he picked it up a little too early.
Yep.
Coming up next, the trophy presentation for the OSBA Trillium champions, followed by the women's championship game between Royal Crown and Crestwood Prep. Then at approximately 7 p.m., Ridley taking on Fort Erie. So we're just getting started. Looking ahead is Cameron, toe-to-toe with Bauer. In deep, Walks, fires it over everybody, unable to hit. And a big rebound from Odia. And the biggest thing for the Crusaders to do now is to use up a lot of the clock and be patient. Odia drives through everybody and misses. And it will be Tall Pines' ball off of the foul on Odia.
Fourth personal foul against Trust Odia, bringing every part to 5 teams.
So he gets inside, maybe he got hacked, a little contact on the back arm, but so what? The ball doesn't go in, and then he just jumps on the back of Kai Cameron.
A dangerous play. And Aquamoa returns for Tall Pines. That will give Drame a break. Still 77-70. First one for Cameron is good. We were talking about seeing a lot of free throws in the third quarter, but these ones definitely count the most. Second one is good. 2-possession game yet again, and it's going to be a quick timeout from the Crusaders. All right, JJ, 1 minute and 10 seconds to go, and Father Henry Carr has to find some way to not give up the ball because Tall Pines has been on a tear.
I'll tell you this, if I see the ball go from one side of the floor to the other without going around, that would be problematic as we take another look at this. Janoy Walks run out again. Drake Clayton doing a good job, not fouling.
Yeah.
And if Tall Pines do get a run out, make your presence felt. Do not foul.
For sure. Some heavy footsteps always helps in that situation, but you're so right. Clayton playing super smart, especially with how important he's been in this fourth quarter. You don't want to see him on the bench at all.
The OSBA Trillium West Coach of the Year, Keandre Jackson, drawing up a play. And what a second half this has been. And you have to think, there was a long time where Tall Pines, they have trailed since the opening tip. They've almost fended off a handful of double-digit deficits, and now here they are. They're 2 scores away from either making this close or tying things up or go ahead. But we've said this time and time again, 1 minute and 10 seconds ago, every play counts, and you have to be careful on how you play defense. And as the PA announcer said, who wants it more? We're about to find out.
Oh, yes.
It's Father Henry Carr with the ball as we approach the 1 minute mark in regulation. Jonas almost had it taken away by Walks. That it takes the double team. Odia bounces to the lane, and it's an offensive foul, and that will do it for Odia.
No Solowani was at the spot a good second before Odia got there. And everybody in the gym knew as soon as the ball swung to Odia, he wasn't going anywhere but downhill.
100%.
What a team effort. Look at the clustering.
So first, Luani tries to thwart that pass outside and then sees who it goes to, realizes he's got to get out of the semicircle.
Yeah.
And does just that.
The IQ absolutely shown right there.
Ball goes up and it's taken by Jonas, but not before a whistle. And the officials will have a conference about it with 55.6 to play. And they're going to go to the review.
Because if the foul occurred before the ball left the hands of the inbounder, that turns it into an unsporting foul.
Yeah.
They'll look at it. We invite you to look at it too. But man, oh man, again, overtones of that D-League Men's Championship game. It's pretty close. Take a look at the bench of the Crusaders.
Paul Melnick with a completely different vibe about him now.
Little calm, and it's probably a little eerie and terrifying to his players, if you're being honest.
You know what they say, a stoic look could give you some trouble.
Yeah.
This is a big decision here. Common foul.
2 shots.
The ruling of the court is common foul against number 2.
So after that foul, the interesting thing about it is, JJ, we'll take one more look at it. Here we go.
Yeah, so the ball's in, and the jersey pull happens almost right after.
Yeah.
Now, should Tall Pines get back on the other end, they do have 2 fouls to give, but they have to make sure it's not off the shots. First one walks, no good.
Got to wonder if fatigue isn't playing a factor now.
Mm-hmm.
He's had bumps, bruises, and buckets. The second one is good. Still a 2-score game. 77-73. Here comes Jonas. Leaves it alone, and now it's to Bauer. Bauer met by the pressure. Brathwaite ahead to Aquino. 5 on the shot.
Oh, is the stream still working? Oh, sweet.
Apologize for the technical difficulties, folks. Gives you a moment to take a breath. Breathe in, breathe out. 77-73. We were away for just a quick second, but we're right back into the swing of things just when things were about to get dramatic, Haley.
Yeah, and something I'm noticing right now just on the Tall Pines bench is Walks is getting his elbow checked out. It looks like his elbow forearm region, maybe some sort of hyperextension going on there, but he looks to be in quite a bit of pain, and he's actually going to not come in. And Tall Pines, you hate to see it, is going to finish out this game possibly without him.
And JJ, a huge loss if that's the case, but he's been taking all bumps and bruises throughout the entirety of this game.
Mm.
That's no excuse for the Tall Pines team. They played with 7 on Friday, 6 yesterday. They're without David Bowden, who's serving a 3-game suspension. there's no excuses here. Who's going to step up?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, the second half performance by Garmin has been something that this team needed.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but inside too. You look at Lawani, he had a couple of plays in the last few minutes, but it's going to come down to the bigs and how you control yourself too. Tall Pines, one more foul to give, but they have to play defense as Aquino, a name we haven't mentioned much in the second half, will be the trigger man for this play. As he branches out to Jonas. Jonas back to Aquino. They escape a foul. Bauer saying it over, and Kai Cameron had no choice but the foul, so the next one will put them over the limit.
Yeah, I think so. Well, let's take another look. Yeah.
And up top, they had no choice but the foul there. So they shaved a lot of seconds on the clock in the last two possessions, which could be costly should the Crusaders buckle down and knock down these free throws coming up. It's going to come down to Caden Jonas, as he wastes no time getting the first one. Now it makes things more difficult for Tall Pines. Second one good. Tall Pines with no timeout, so they'll have to advance it regardless. Cameron, and gives it away to Aquino, and that will pretty much wrap it up. It's Jonas to dribble it out. The Crusaders collects the 2026 OSBA Trillium Championship.
Oh, it definitely is. You can't do anything else but applaud Tall Pines' effort. It's odds stacked against them this entire weekend just with their bench situation, but fantastic performance. But you really got to think that Father Henry Carr just did this weekend right and the season right. They get out early, they warm up together. It's a complete team effort. They've got coaches that are extremely hard on them. They respond to it well. They lead meetings with teammates first, and, you know, a fantastic performance, and happy to have a competitive game for this championship.
The journey for the playoffs started as this. They defeated Code Provincial 107-83. St. Jude's Academy, they won by 9. Kings Height, they won by 3. And now they take care of business against Tall Pines Academy. We're going to have the presentation of the medals along with the Trillium's MVP, and we'll get an interview with the player of the game. So stay with us. We'll have the presentation in just one moment.
Number 1, Presley Donna. Number 2, Aiden Jonas.
I'll take it.
Number 3, Trillium Clayton. Number 4, Khalil Bauer. And give it up for number 5, Tristan Bradley. Number 10, Miles Wu. Number 11, come on, Erskine Taylor. Number 12, Delano Hatchard. Number 13, Adrian Aquino. Number 14, Aaron Eichrogen. Number 15, Lex Fuller. Number 22, Devon Ador. Number 31, Montez Escobar Wood. And fans, let's welcome all the assistant coaches for Father Henry Carr. Give them a big round of applause. And let's give a big, big hand for the head coach,
Welcome back, everybody. The Father Henry Carr Crusaders win the 2026 OSBA Trillium Championship. The final score is 79-73. They just received the medals. I'm joined by Haley Hopkinson. We'll hear from J.J. Evanson in a moment. But first, after all that hardware, here comes another one, the MVP award. And there's a lot of people you could choose from, but I think this time, Haley, it'll probably be a no-brainer.
I think so too. We don't want any broadcasters' drinks, though.
Nope, too much of that.
OSBA Trillium Finals MVP. The OSBA Trillium Finals MVP is awarded to the player who has embodied leadership, composure, sportsmanship, and an all-around performance throughout the championship weekend. So fans, can we get a drum roll, please? Your 2026 OSBA Trillium Finals MVP is number 2,
Caden Jonas, what a surprise there, but he was the glue that kept the Crusaders together in the final few minutes.
Well, like the speech just said, it's about the entire weekend and who has been able to consistently put up strong numbers, strong performance. It's been Caden Jonas. I got to speak to him after their win yesterday, and he really wanted to emphasize the togetherness that this team has and how important it all is, that they do everything together. So as much as he's MVP, he knows it's a team effort, and you know what? I think that is a great shout, and Caden Jonas definitely deserves some recognition there.
What a way to end the Trillium season. Father Henry Carr gave Tall Pines Academy their first loss of the season, and it came down right to the championship. And there's the hardware once again as the Crusaders come alive again. There were a lot of close calls. Tall Pines Academy, you can't ignore them at all. They were down 20-2. They were down by double-digit deficits a handful of times, but man, did they ever fight back? And it was because of Janoy walks too.
For sure, and you know what? It's the story of their life when it comes to this tournament. A fantastic performance from them. But once again, Father Henry Carr, they're just such a unit. I feel like the best word you can describe them. They're just a strong unit, and they put on performances after performances. Started off this tournament strong and ended obviously even stronger, and right now they'll be able to hoist the men's Trillium OSBA trophy. That's a big, big trophy.
Oh my goodness, that's one of the big ones you will see around here. And you have to imagine if the game of numbers really played a huge role into the victory, because Tall Pines was able to have 2 or 3 reserves. But nonetheless, it is the Crusaders who capture the 2026 Trillium Championship. We'll take a break, and when we return, we'll hopefully get an interview of J.J. Evanson as he will try to get the MVP, Caden Jonas. For Haley Hopkinson, Aaron Sanders reminding you there's plenty of good sports out there, so you be one too. We'll take a break, and we'll try to get the interview with the MVP in just a moment on OSBA TV.
And now, fans, for the last time, let's give a big, big shout for your 2026 OSBA Trillium Champion, Father Henry Carr.
right, we're here with player of the game MVP, Caden Jonas. You got the gold medal around your neck, the MVP award here. What's going through your mind right now?
Honestly, I'm just very excited. I'm having my team all locked in for this weekend, and just unlimited emotions going through me right now.
A physical battle from start to finish. You guys had an 18-point lead in the first quarter, let that slip a little bit. What did it take to get back in control of the championship game?
Yeah, just adjusting on the move. We noticed that they switched from man to zone back to man. So being able to adjust on the fly, getting everyone on the same page is good for us.
Adrian Aquino, what can you say about his performance today?
He's legendary. That's my guy right there. You know, he hustles on every play, every rebound. He's a two-way guy for us, so that's good for us.
Trust Odia comes over for you guys in his senior year. What has his leadership meant to this group?
It's amazing, you know, having an extra guy, extra body, big down low, defensive presence, you know, it's good for all of us around us.
I know your head coach gets on you guys quite often, but you come away with the chip. Was it all worth it?
It was all worth it, definitely.
All right, appreciate the time. Go cut down the net. I'm going to grab your head coach, Paul Melnick, now. Coach, congratulations. How are you feeling now that your team has got to the summit, and what does this season mean to you, having seen your team grow throughout the year?
It's a long journey. I told these guys it's a longer one for me because I started 40 years ago, and it seems like years that end in 6, 76, 86 we won Austin, 96 silver medalists, 2006 we should have won it, 2016 we did win it, and 10 years later now we're OSBA Trillium champs. It's a step. Everything's a step. These guys, that wasn't an easy game to win, and we won it.
Dominant performance. Where is he? Adrian Aquino. You need somebody to step up in a game like that, and that first half was undeniable for Aquino. Talk about what that did to get this team moving.
Well, we needed somebody to stay in the game and not be in foul trouble and to put some points on the board, and he was that guy. For us, you never know who it's going to be, and we needed our bench. Our bench probably played more than half that game, which is because you know, you want to play and you want to get in, but you don't get the major minutes. But when you're called upon, you better be at 100% because we need you. And we did a pretty good job. The bench was, besides Caden being tournament MVP, I think the bench was the MVP of this game.
It feels like a family here right now, being sworn by all these guys. When you look back on the season, what stands out to you as the thing you're most impressed with, most satisfied with about the entire group?
You know, near the end of the season, we play in 2 leagues. We lost 1 game in each league, which took away first place. And then we beat both those teams on this playoff run. That speaks volumes to me. We adjusted, we took our loss, we learned from it. We're never going to be perfect. Although I want them to be, and I try, it's never going to happen. There's too many moving parts. But to beat the 2 teams that took away first place and then go undefeated in the playoffs, with injuries, bodies are sore, these guys worked hard. Like, we went 5 days a week, almost every week, at least 4. That's not easy. It's not easy for them because they're doing it, and it's not easy for me trying to stay locked in mentally because, you know, there's a lot of organizational work. Like, everybody, to the assistant coach, the strength and conditioning coach, the support staff at school, like, you know, it's a lot. A lot goes into this, a lot.
3 wins in 3 days, and now you've got the trophy. Time to cut down the net, Coach. Congratulations, Father Henry Carr, your Trillium champions 2026. Coming up, the OSBA Women's Final, Crestwood Prep, Royal Crown. Stay locked.
And you know Crestwood is coached by Henry Carr alumnus Marlo Davis.
There you go, Marlo Davis, also Canada guy. Stick with us.
Thank you.